What is up, Pokemon Go family? It is your boy, TheGoulGuy, back at you guys yet again with another video. Today, we are going to be doing a special team for the Color Cup, since the Color Cup is literally going to be out here shortly. So we had literally 2 weeks of this Color Cup, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are tired of it, but we have a spicy team today. Now, most of these Pokemon are pretty viable, except for the last one anyway, but it's a pretty much an all-ghost team. Well, it is a all-ghost team for the Color Cup, which I am super excited for. Obviously, as the Ghoul Guy, my favorite type of Pokemon are ghost Pokemon, and we are going to try it in the Color Cup and see how it does. It actually did pretty well. I mean, it's obviously already recorded, already played the battles, but you're going to be able to see this here shortly. But before we get into it, let's talk about the team and let's talk about the IVs and what the movesets we have on each team member. Now, first and foremost, we have Decidueye in the front. As a ghost and grass type, we have Marowak, a lowland Marowak as our switch, which we have, you know, of course, Fire Spin, you know, it's a fire and a ghost type, you know, and as well we have Jellicent in the back, which is a water and ghost type. So we got grass, water, and fire, all ghost types on this team. But you know what, before we get into it, you know what we do. We're going to show off the stats of everything before we go, and yeah, let's get into the battles once we get done. All right, so first and foremost, Decidueye. Let's see. All right. I believe this is the Decidueye I used. I used the Halloween Decidueye with Astonish, Frenzy Plant, as well as we got Spirit Shackle. Decidueye, really strong Pokemon in this meta, especially with Astonish. Astonish does amazing work. It's a pretty fast Pokemon, not the bulkiest at all, but it's still a pretty fun Pokemon to use. We have our Shadow Marowak, a lowland Shadow Marowak anyway. With decent IVs, not the best IVs for PvP, of course, but you know, I used the best one that I had with Fire Spin, Shadow Bone, and as well as Bone Club. Really good coverage, especially for the Toxapex you're going to see out there. Let me just go back to Decidueye one more time just to show you the IVs. Pretty decent PvP IVs on the Decidueye, actually. And then last but not least, we have Jellicent. Jellicent, I don't see that many people using Jellicent in this league. It's actually a sleeper hit, to be honest, because if you ever come across a Toxapex, it pretty much walls any move a Toxapex will ever have, just because it's a ghost and as well as a water type. So Brine and as well as Sludge Wave will not do anything to it, with Hex, Surf, and as well as Shadow Ball. I was thinking in my head, do I want to use Bubble? But I think I'd rather use Hex just in case there's any kind of like new, because the Hex is pretty much just more of like a neutral fast move. So you know, that's the reason why I decided to go with that. IVs is pretty much a 98%, almost a hundo. But this is the one I built up from a long time ago, so we're going to use that one. But that is the team. That is what we got going on here. Let's get into the battles. Let us get into it. All right. So, also too, just a disclaimer, we are at ELO was at 2155 with this one. I've jumped up a little bit and then jumped back down. I mean, it's crazy. Like, but most of the time I'm just experimenting with new teams, so that's the main reason. But anyway, Decidueye versus Gastrodon. They switch into their Ninetales. We're gonna switch into the Jellicent, of course. Now this is where Bubble kind of probably could have did some good amount of damage anyway. Bubble would have taken out this Ninetales. Well, essentially, I would have had some really good fast move pressure anyway. But it is what it is. We take a Scorching Sands and we're going to deliver a Surf. Let's see if they shield this Surf or not. They do end up shielding, which is fine with me. We're going to see if we can get to another Surf before they get to the Scorching Sands. If they do get to the Scorching Sands, which I believe, yeah, that was going to happen, I should be able to survive it, and I should be able to get off this next Surf, and that should be taking out their last shield if they end up shielding. Oh, actually, I don't know if they undercharged it or what, but yeah, that did not take as much health as I thought it would have. but that is fine. We're gonna get off this Surf, and it KOs the Ninetales. Let's go, Jellicent. Alright, and then they bring back in the Gastrodon. I'm gonna try to get to the Surf before they take me out. Unfortunately, they end up taking me out before I get to the Surf, but that is fine. We bring back into the Decidueye. They bring in a Magmar, and we bring in our Marowak, and then pretty much, yeah. In terms of the Magmar does have Scorching Sands, and as well does have Fire Punch, so I do want to be cautious of this. We're going to use a shield. Scorching Sands going to get blocked there, and yeah, pretty much it's just game over. I got Shadow Bone, I mean not Shadow Bone, I got Bone Club. That definitely would have took out that Magmar for sure. And I had shield advantage, so yeah, it was definitely not gonna happen today. Alright, GG's to my opponent, but yeah, we won that one. Nice. But there are some times where obviously you don't get the best alignment, or you're going against Pokemon like, you know, for Alligator that has Shadow Claw, or, you know, Amoonguss that also uses Astonish, that, you know, it makes it pretty hard on the team anyway. Alright, we start off with the Bomaso, we switch in with the Jellicent. They switch into a Morpeko, which is very unfortunate for me because, of course, it's electric and I am a water type. And it is dark, so, you know, it's going to be difficult there. They do not shield the first move, which was the Surf, and it takes majority of their health out, which is fine with me. If they do end up KOing, yep, what looks like they use Aura Will there. If they do end up KOing the Jellicent, we could definitely come in with the Marowak, and we should be able to Fire Spin the rest of the way down the Morpeko, build up some energy as well. I don't think they should be able to get to their charge move. Yes, they do not get to their charge move, which is amazing. They switch into the Lantern, which is fine with me because we do have a ground type move. That is the amazing part of Marowak, Shadow Alolan Marowak, just because it's able to use ground type moves. It's a fire type Pokemon, and it uses ghost type moves, which is awesome. And we are, looks like, able to get to both Bone Clubs before they're able to get to a Surf, which is very nice. Unless they're saving that Surf, I'm not sure. They could be saving the Surf, but we end up switching back into our Decidueye, just in case anyway. I already know what our win con is. Our win con is the Shadow Marowak, so I'm not gonna shield this. We're just gonna let the Decidueye go, and we're gonna just use a Spirit Shackle before we go out here. Just because the simple fact is, I do want to do at least some neutral damage onto the Abomasnow before I go out. Yep, and then basically when I switch back into the Marowak, I should be able to build up some energy. To be honest, we don't even need to shield this, just because, you know, it's a grass and a it's going to use a grass move or a snow move, which, yeah, that's not going to do much on me. We do get the farm down, which is very nice, and we still have 2 shields, which is very nice. So pretty much we're just going to be using the 2 shields for the last remainder of this Lantern here. They might hit us with a Surf. Let's see if they get to another Surf. Yep, they do get to another Surf before we get to... Well, we actually do get to the Bone Club, but I believe we're just going to try to get to 2 Bone Clubs because he still has 1 more shield. So yeah, that's basically our win con there. We do need to get 2 Bone Clubs before this Lantern gets to another Surf. So basically we did get to 2 Bone Clubs. That's 1 shield down. And then basically, yeah, that's pretty much it. This last Bone Club should be KOing the Lantern here. Let's see if it connects. Boom! Nice. And Shadow Marowak for the win against a Lantern. Man, this Pokemon is amazing. Very flexible in the Color Cup. I think it's like rank number 2 or something like that. Very flexible, very amazing. It's like right under like Toxapex, which is awesome. Ever since Team Rocket Takeover event came on, I was so happy to actually be able to take away frustration on this Shadow Marowak. It's amazing. It's an amazing Pokemon. Alright, another good lead actually. Decidueye, well, this was actually a good lead. Last one was a Abomasnow. But they ended up switching into from the Kingdra into a to the Charjabug. I'm slipping my words here. We end up switching into the Marowak, hopefully catching an X-Scissor. X-Scissor should not be super effective against the Marowak. Very nice. It is not. And we are going to be able to Fire Spin the rest of the way down. I don't believe we're going to... Oh, we actually do use a charge move. I probably could have just like Fire Spin the rest of the way down. Probably took electric move. I think I could have survived it and probably just came out with energy, but that's fine. Yeah, because they end up switching back into the Kingdra. Let's see if I'm able to get a Shadow Bone off before I go down. Am I able to do so? Am I able to do it? Shadow Bone. Yes, Shadow Bone does connect. Does get a defense drop. And it looks like they're pretty much like farm down range. So we're just gonna use a shield here. Get the last bit of farm down. And then we're just basically going to bank that energy there. They come in with the Morpeko. Morpeko's their last Pokemon, looks like. That's why they're not using their shields. They want to use their shields on the Morpeko, which makes sense. Why not just use it on the Morpeko? We're not going to shield here. We are a grass type. We should be able to take the Aura Wheel, potentially if it does use it. Looks like it's just going to use the Psychic Phase and try to go for the Dark Aura Wheel. That's fine. So let's see if we can get to another Frenzy Plant. No, we cannot get to another Frenzy Plant. So I end up shielding this just because I want to, I want to survive with the Decidueye. And and I want to at least try to get this last shield off for sure before the Decidueye goes down. Yep, we do get that last shield, and then let's see if we can get to another move. I doubt if we get to another move, but we do switch into our Shadow Marowak, trying to get the Snipe and get the freaking Bone Club off. Let's go. Do it connect, and it does. Let's go. Let's get it with a smidget of health and all my Pokemon still intact, still alive. Let's go. But yeah, this all ghost team is super fun to use. Now, am I going to recommend it to climb? Of course not. There's way better Pokemon in the meta that you can use to climb. I just wanted to experiment since it's like, the last remaining day of the Color Cup. Just wanted to experiment, see what else I can use in this meta, and of course, as the Ghoul guy, I'm going to use all ghost Pokemon. That is what it is. All right, we had Decidueye versus Credilli. They end up switching into the Dugong. So what I'm going to do here, build up some energy, switch into the Jellicent. Jellicent should be able to take pretty much all the moves. Should be able to take the Icy Wind, should be able to take a Drill Run. Should not be an issue for me as a part water type. Yeah, so Icy Wind coming through, of course. I'm just going to build up some energy. Shadow Ball still should do a good amount of damage, even if he Icy Winds me crazy. Drill Run coming through, not doing that much damage. Jellicent is a tanky boy. As long as you are not going against a electric or grass type, you're pretty much good to go. Alright, we get to the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball coming through, still doing a decent amount of damage. I know I'm like double debuffed right now, but I am going to be able to get to another Shadow Ball, and this might KO the Dugong. This might end up KOing the Dugong. Does it? It does. It does end up KOing the Dugong. They bring back in the Credilli. I do have some issues here with the Credilli, but that's fine. We're going to be able to get off a Surf, and we're going to try to realign our Decidueye with the Credilli. Just because the Decidueye is going to be better off, just because, you're going to be able to get to the Frenzy Plant. Oh, I tried to get to another Surf, but unfortunately I could not. But yeah, basically I'm going to try to use the Frenzy Plant, and I shouldn't be I should be able to take a Rock Slide, but at the same time I don't want to risk it. So we're going to use a shield here just in case, and we're going to get off our Frenzy Plant. Let's see if they use a shield here or not. Yep, looks like they do use a shield. And there's another Rock Slide going to be coming through. I'm going to tank this one, I believe. Nope, nope, I do not take any chances. Okay, so I am going to shield that one. And yeah, they're going to be coming at us with a whole nother Rock Slide. They built up a whole bunch of energy for these Rock Slides. Let's see if this KOs me or not. It does not. Okay, so I was thinking, was it going to KO me? And it looks like it didn't. I probably could have just farmed down. I probably could have farmed it down all the way, to be honest, but I wasn't too sure when it was going to get to another Rock Slide. But we do get another shield, which is very nice. Then they switch into a Greninja. Now, this is going to be super risky because Greninja is basically Alolan Marowak's like #1 enemy, #1 op, if you want to call it, just because it is a water and dark type Pokemon. So this is not going to be good. Marowak might be going down here from that Hydro Cannon. Whether that Hydro Cannon Night Slash, it definitely wouldn't have been good for me. And yes, looks like the Greninja is going to be able to take us out here, unfortunately. Because, yeah, Night Slash. Oh, Aerial Ace. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I forgot it can actually use Aerial Ace too. Greninja Aerial Ace. If I have time to actually still build a team, I definitely want to do Greninja Aerial Ace for sure. If it's not in this, it'll probably be in the regular Great League. Maybe even the Ultra League. Not sure which one I want to do. Aerial Ace, very interesting moveset to actually put on the Greninja. I think I used it like towards like the first season. Oh, didn't even notice the camera was dying on me. All right, going into the next match, we got Decidueye versus the freaking Gastrodon. But they end up switching last minute into the Toxapex. Nice catch to my opponent there. Frenzy Plant's still going to do a decent amount of damage. But this is where Jellicent basically shines here. I'm going to be able to wall all of the Toxapex's attacks, and I'm going to be able to build up a lot of energy on this Jellicent. As I said, this is why Jellicent is such a sleeper hit, just because of the simple fact is Toxapex being a #1 Pokemon in this league, Jellicent just walls everything that the Toxapex has, which is amazing. We're going to be able to get a Shadow Ball off, doing a good amount of damage, and then just basically we're just going to farm the rest of the way, hexing the rest of the way, which is very nice. Jellicent, let's get this farm down. Let's go. All right. Jellicent is down, and then they switch back into the Gastrodon. Now, this could be a Body Slam, which obviously I'm not effective to. I was afraid it was going to be an Earth Power. Now, the thing is, Jellicent isn't a flying type Pokemon, even though it is floating. So, essentially, that's why I used the shield there, because Earth Power still would have done a whole bunch of damage to me. And I wanted to get off this energy. It would have been a waste of energy if I did not. So, yes, we're going to get off that one Surf. We're going to get off a second Surf, taking out the second Gastrodon, and they bring out the freaking Talonflame. Now, Talonflame is going to be a little risky here. We do have another Surf, but they're definitely going to be shielding this for sure. Decidueye is going to be super effective. Decidueye is basically going to be taking a whole lot of damage from these Incinerates. But I'm at least going to be able to hit him with some neutral Astonish damage before I go out. Basically just going to be burning some of their energy first. Ooh, which is the Flame Charge, which is not going to be the best for us. We bring in our Marowak because definitely going to be able to take some of that fire damage for sure. Some of the Incinerate damage anyway. We're going to show the first charge move they build up to, which is the Fly, which is very, very good that I actually did that. We're going to get off a Shadow Bone. See if this connects. I believe they have one more shield, so this might actually just get their last shield, which it does. Alright, and then depending on if I can get to a charge move, which we do get to the Bone Club. Now, I'm not sure. Since this is a flying type Pokemon, it is part fire, but it is a flying type Pokemon. Will this KO? And the Bone Club ends up KOing. I was going to switch to the Jellicent, see if the Jellicent can catch the charge move, but we ended up winning that game with a freaking Bone Club on the Talonflame. It was just dope. That's just amazing. But anyway, we end up with a 4-1 win streak. Nice with the all ghost team. As I said, nothing too crazy or anything like that, but I love using all ghost teams within these niche metas, especially since, you know, it takes away a lot of the ghost like options, so I pretty much have to work with what I have. This got me almost a 2200 elo, which is nice, but yeah, that did not last too long because I used a whole bunch of other Pokemon that did not work out. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought of the team, and definitely leave a like, subscribe to the channel as it helps the channel grow, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, alright? Peace out.